Tell him, McCluskey. Tell him what time it is.
Little Hen says it's time to rock and roll.
All you people are so scared of me.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
Man, that's just me.
I'm Batman.
This is Sparta!
There is a tiger in the bathroom!
I'm an excellent driver.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Monday Movie Show. Why is it special? Well, it's a Wednesday, if you can't tell, and I'm on my own. I'm Stuart, Andy's not with me. The reason why he's not with me is because I don't think he wanted to go and see Run for Your Wife. Now, it's a bit strange me deciding to review a film that came out a week ago. The only reason why I decided to do this was for a couple of reasons. One, because the distribution for the film was so shocking that it only got put into 9 cinemas, mainly down in the south of the UK. And two, because I was so intrigued at what the film was actually like. A lot of critics have been saying that Run for Your Wife, if you don't know what the film is that I'm reviewing, is pretty horrible. And I'm the inquisitive type who will go out there and seek a movie, no matter how bad it is. I never go into a movie with major preconceptions. If I've been hearing that a film is bad, then I've got a feeling in the back of my head that it's going to be bad. If it then turns out to be good, that's a really good thing. But if it turns out to be bad, then I can agree with that. I'm also not here to completely slate every single actor, etc. Just because I might think that the film is bad doesn't mean that the actor in it has done nothing but bad films or whatever. So I'm not a person who would bash somebody. I just thought I would get that out of the way. I've also got a little mini review at the end of this, which there is 2 people in the chat at the moment. US Danny Dyer fan, hello, and the movie show. So that's Stuart from the movie show. Stuart especially would be interested to find out what I think of the film, because again, that came out last Monday and we didn't have time to review it on the show. But I've managed to see it since then, and so I'll review it then. But the whole reason why I've done the special is for Run for Your Wife. And the person in question that people seem to bash a lot is Mr. Danny Dyer. And what he's decided to do is, instead of doing his usual gangster film or the films that people expect him to do, he's decided to star in a comedy. Now, the one thing I want to get out of people's minds, first and foremost, this is not like a Carry On film. Trust me, it's not like a Carry On film. The Carry On films had their own style. This is trying to emulate a Carry On movie, but it's nothing like a Carry On movie because it is so small-scaled. Like I said before, it stars Danny Dyer. It's directed by Ray Cooney and John Luton. It's, interestingly, executive produced by Vicky Michelle from Alolo. And it stars Danny Dyer, Sarah Harding and Denise Van Outen. And the whole premise of the film is that Danny Dyer is a taxi driver. He's got a fantastic life. Everybody seems to be able to get on with him really well. He's a very happy chappy. And so he's a taxi driver. He enjoys his work. You find out about 10 minutes into the film that he goes home to one of his wives, played by Sarah Harding. She plays Stephanie Smith. And his other wife, played by Denise Van Outen, who plays Michelle Smith. What he does is, he goes home to one at 11 o'clock at night. He stays there. Then he goes away from her, and then goes to his second wife at 7:30 in the morning. Now, when he doesn't show up to either wife because he's stopping a mugger, they get really worried. They contact the police to find out where the husband is. Then hilarity ensues because a lot of things get muddled up, specifically also with his neighbour, who's played by Neil Morrissey, who is in a lot of this film. A lot of things get muddled up and a lot of things get crossed, and majorly wires get crossed, and he has to try and stop both wives from knowing that he is married to both of them, while he's also got police to try and help him out. Now, trying to hunt down a clip for this film is pretty difficult, but I managed to find one, so here's a clip of the movie just to give you a taste of what it's like.
Just calm down!
I'm gonna kill the pair of you!
It's just a bit of a misunderstanding.
Let's have it. Let's bloody have it. How long's it been going on?
Nothing's going on. It's just a bit of a misunderstanding.
You shut up.
Of course.
Excuse me?
It's all right. Go back downstairs. We're dealing with this.
Who the bloody hell are you anyway?
We're on the flat downstairs.
And what the bloody hell does she mean by we?
I'm gonna call the police.
No!
Yeah, sorry for the use of the word bloody. It's the only clip I could find, and it's not that much of a harsh swear word, so I think I probably have been able to get away with that, even though it said about 6-7 times in that clip there. But you never know. I was able to get away with that. And the rest of the film, like I said, it's set over a period of 24 hours, and he's just got to try and stop both wives from meeting, as he doesn't want them to find out that he is a bigamist. Now, the one thing you have to know is, this film is absolutely riddled with actors from TV programs and things like that, actresses from TV programs as well, from the past. It's absolutely riddled with cameos. I've wrote down a list of practically everybody who cameos in the film. Practically everybody, because there is still more. You've got featured in this movie, Judi Dench is in it, Richard Bryars, Rhea Winston, Prunella Scales, Andrew Sachs, Sylvia Sims, Dennis Waterman, Bernard Cribbins, Robert Asquith, Maureen Lipman, June Whitfield, Cliff Richard, Rolf Harris, Christopher Biggins, Sue Pollard, Russ Abbott, Lionel Blair, and there is more. Now, the interesting thing is Christopher Biggins and Lionel Blair play a couple who live in a flat above Stephanie, which is played by Sarah Harden, and the rest of them pop up during the movie when he is going through all the troubles that's happening. Now, the worst thing about all of these cameos is they're in it for maybe about 5 seconds maximum, most of them. And they all spout lines from the program that they're in. They all mention lines from a program that they've been in previously. And it really does grate on your nerves. They try to do that for a joke, thinking that it's funny. It's not. It doesn't work at all. It becomes extremely annoying because they just pop up and you think, yep, he's going to say his line from that TV program. Yep, she's going to say that line from that TV program. And they do exactly that. It becomes so predictable and really grates on you. As you heard in that clip there also, Denise Van Outen is such an annoyance in this film. You wanted to reach your hands into the screen and strangle her. She really does get on your nerves. Both Denise Van Outen and Sarah Harding cannot act. They are really atrocious. Their acting skills are majorly below par. I've got Stuart in the chat here from the movie show saying, bad script writing? No, it's not. The script is terrible anyway, but the acting is atrocious. It's like, if you go to see a pantomime in a school, when children try to overact the lines that they've got, that's exactly what Denise Van Outen and Sarah Harding are doing. They're overacting what they're doing. They've gone so far past like pastiche, past like OTT, that it's just unbelievable. The best thing about the film is Danny Dyer. Unfortunately though, he looks really uncomfortable. Like he doesn't belong in the movie. He can sense that he doesn't belong in the movie. And you can feel that he's probably just thinking to himself, what have I got myself into? Everybody else in the film is awful. It's just awful. I've tried my best to reel back by saying that I'm not going to stand up for the film at all, because the film itself is atrocious. It is really, really, really bad. It's not as bad as Keith Lemon, the film, but it is extremely atrocious. I can see the reason why a lot of cinemas decided to not take distribution of this movie, because it is so bad. And like I said, the best thing about the film is Danny Dyer. Unfortunately, he's just, I think he's bewildered at what he's done with this movie. And if he sits back and watches the film again, I wouldn't be surprised if he turns around in an interview a couple of months down the line when asked about this film, did you enjoy doing Run for Your Wife? I wouldn't be surprised if he turns around and says, no, it's actually one of the worst things I've ever done. Because this is the worst thing he's ever done. He has been in some shocker films. This is the worst thing he's ever done. Nobody is on form. Everybody is atrocious. Thoughts on the direction? The direction is handled just badly. What the director has decided to do is think, I'll pack it with these silly little jokes, and maybe people might find them funny. No, they don't. They just don't find... None of the jokes are funny at all. The screening that I was in, because what they've decided to do, just to get it in a few more cinemas, is put them on a senior screening. And the senior screenings are screenings that are held for senior citizens at a reduced price. It just gets people more into the cinema. And my cinema screening of it was quite full, to be honest. All of them senior citizens. I was the only one allowed in there who wasn't a senior citizen, so I wasn't surprised that I got a few heads turned and looked at me thinking, what the hell is he doing in this screening? But yeah, they were all senior citizens in the screening itself, and a few of them laughed at the jokes. I think that's down to the fact that with the amount of cameos in the movie, they were pointing out, going, "Oh look, it's him! Oh look, it's her!" And that's what they're doing. They were loving the cameos, so you can probably see what area of the audience this is aimed at. It's aimed at the older audience. That's the reason why Danny Dyer probably looks really uncomfortable in the movie, because it's not aimed at him, and he's just I wouldn't say he's wasted because he's decided to do this movie, but he's just I think he is probably going to regret doing this film, and you will really regret watching it. If you are a diehard Danny Dyer fan, please watch it and tell me if you think the same, because I think you will think exactly the same, that it's just, honestly, it's a car crash of a film, and it shouldn't be seen by anybody, and it's done terrible at the box office. It's redeemed itself slightly over the last week, but it's done terrible at the box office. So that's my thoughts on Run For Your Wife. The other film that I thought I would quickly mention is The Fall of the Essex Boys. And now Stuart from the movie show, who is in the live chat at the moment, he'll be interested to hear what I thought of the film. I'm not going to go into the whole plot of the movie, etc., because it is just like it is based on a real life story. It's set in 1995. It's about a group of Essex boys who decide to run a sort of like a drug cartel kind of thing, bring in drugs. An incident happens when an 18-year-old girl, she ends up dying from a drug that they've brought in, and let's just say their life that they originally had, which was all roses, is now decided to go into a big massive cowpat. It stinks. It gets worse and worse for them, and they try to clear up everything that they've done. Now, the fall of the Essex Boys is your typical sort of like drugs kind of gangster kind of style film. It doesn't do anything different to what you expect of this kind of genre of film. It is your typical movie in that sense. It's absolutely littered with swearing. There is no wonder there is no clips around there that's got any like bleeps in it whatsoever, because I don't think anybody tried to do a safe clip for this movie. It's pointless. The C word is used more than 10-15 times, and I've never heard it in a film used it as much as this in quite a while. Unfortunately, my thoughts of the film is it was lacking on a lot of things. It just didn't have... The floor of the film didn't work. There wasn't any likeable characters in the movie. I know you're not supposed to like any of the characters because what they're doing is so atrocious. They're dealing with drugs and they're more caring about themselves rather than anything else. It's just... It didn't bring anything new to the table. The acting was pretty bad. There wasn't any decent setup and plot, and there wasn't any decent storyline running through it. It's just... I wouldn't say it's a pity. It's a bit of a wasted film. It's a bit of a pointless film. I know Stuart is probably hoping that I like the movie, but I'm an honest person. I'd rather see exactly what I think about a film rather than try to sugarcoat it. I was trying my hardest to find something that I did like about the movie. Unfortunately, after finishing watching it, I just couldn't think of anything that I thought, yeah, that was actually handled quite well. I think maybe they got the setting right in Essex in 1995. I think they got that right. They got the sort of like the look of the film probably is right, and everything else just seemed okay. It's just the rest of the film I wouldn't say it's a letdown because I didn't expect very much from the movie. It was a bit boring, and I got sick of the swearing. I just didn't like it, to be honest. I'll not sugarcoat it, I just didn't like it. Right, That's it for my review of The Fall of the Essex Boy and Run for Your Wife, and that's it for this little special. I just thought I would put it together just because I wanted a review Run for Your Wife after seeing it. Don't go to see it, please. Just don't go to see it. The Monday Movie Show will be back in its ordinary time slot on Monday at 7:30, where we have a lot of films to review, including Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters, The Beer. We'll also be looking on DVD at Argo, and a movie that I'm really eager to see. It's Sleep Tight, directed by... Sleep Tight. We'll be reviewing that anywhere on Monday. So until Monday, I will see you then. So thanks for tuning. Thanks for listening. Bye.